Hi, this time I want to talk about a cool project called TryHackMe. That's a free hacking website where you can practice penetration testing and hacking. It has both premium features and free features. Here I'm going to show you a machine that you can do on this website to practice penetration testing. If I think it's pretty helpful for SCP, but also HJPT. You deploy a machine and then you connect to it through OpenVPN. You need a map to scan the machine. Now I'll already answer some of those questions. And we're going to see the answers to the other questions together. So as of right now, I need to deploy the machine, but first I want to start my virtual machine. Where I also have my OpenVPN connection. Alright, so I started my virtual machine and I connected to OpenVPN. And now we can deploy the machine. So this is the IP address we need to scan. Now I normally use a script. And in fact, we start seeing ports open on the machine. Looks like we have FTP, SSH. So I'm going to open a new notebook. I'm going to start taking notes of this. We use OneNote for this. And basically, we have FTP and SSH first. Now we have so here I simply note what ports we got. Alright, so we have some questions to answer here. How many ports are open? So based on what we got here, we got 6 ports. And there you go. What version of the Squid Proxy is running on the machine? Well, that teaches you basically the art of reconnaissance. I normally use an intent scan when I'm up with CTFs and stuff like that. Not so much in real engagements, but 3512. And I don't know about this. We need to perform another scan. I'm going to pause the video for a while until it completes. So it's done, and we had 3 ports. Where were the questions? Will mmap scan? 400 ports, right? Because the default is 1000. Honestly, I'm familiar with this notation here, but I suppose it should be 400. Yep. This is something that it took me a while to figure out, but the answer is DNS Resolution, and here it only accepts DNS. What is the most likely operating system this machine is running? Well, that's something that we should be able to see from mmap, but we can guess it. Let's see what mmap says about the possible operating system version. Not sure, to be honest. OpenSSH Ubuntu, so it should be Ubuntu or Linux. And in fact, what port is the web server running on? I suppose 3333, but let's double check. That's because this is a proxy and we only have HTTP, which is Apache here. So we should have the HTTP server running on this. Alright, so this is the website, so we can say 3333. I thought I answered this one. No, I think I did not. I'll probably wait. Okay, I have 2 equal pages open, so we've done our initial recon right. And we can now move to the web discovery. Well, GoBuster is one of my favorite tools, if I can use verb. Let's see what they recommend us to use. I normally use this one. So we're gonna brute force the directory, so I could do it with burp if I wanted, but let's try derby. Anyway, GoBuster doesn't work right with these type of connections. I have problem with hack the box machines as well. I will also try another one called Search. It needs a parameter. I don't know, the connection to this VPN is a little buggy apparently. I don't know what's going on. Alright. I repeated the connection. Let's see if that makes a difference. Looks like now we can connect to the website. I'm normally used to utilize several tools at the same time. I noticed from their search that there's a directory called internal, and it got an upload page. So I suppose that could be our answer. And it's correct. So at this point we got burp set up and we added the site to the scope so we can intercept the request. There you go. So now let's try and upload something. I would normally try and upload a reverse shell as first in the first place, and let's try this. So let's see what happens if I submit a request. Of course, not allowed. This is not allowed either. And looks like something's wrong. So let's try some different file extensions and see what goes through and what does not. Now that we intercepted this, we can send it to intruder. And anyway, I was making a mistake because the page here clears what you gotta use as file extensions, which is this list. So I added this list to the attack payloads here, like this. And now we're gonna start the attack, which will be much faster. So basically, I grabbed the response to this request and I clicked show response in browser. It looks like this is the file extension that we're allowed to upload to the server. So I'm going to say, even because you understand it right here, basically they tell you here. I didn't notice that earlier, but then this is correct. Now I already have a copy of this reverse shell, to be honest. I only need to grab my internal IP address in order to change the settings of the reverse shell accordingly. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So what we want to do is to rename that shell as PHTML. So we can do something like so I'm going to change this to the internal IP address I have on this network, which is this one. And we're going to upload the shell. So we should be able to upload the shell to the web server. I'm even because of what I do as a job, as a pen tester, I'm documenting what I'm finding here. Let's now open a listener on port 1234. So now we should be able to deploy our shell. And in fact, we got a shell. And we can answer the question, what user do we log in as? This is always the case normally. User was running the web server. Maybe I need to dig. No. Now this really throws me off. The easier way to understand what users we got on this machine is to run this command. So I would suppose probably Bill. In fact, that's because all the other users are basically non-existent. They don't have a login. So at this point, I suppose we should be able to see the directory of this user, and lo and behold, yes, we can. And this should be our flag that we're gonna enter here. So now we need to look for SUID files. They give you a hint. Probably I wasn't using the correct command. Let's use the hint we were given here, but I need to add something to the command. I don't like all those errors displayed in my command, so I'm going to use this addition not to display errors, if that works. We have a certain hint based on the contents here. Looks like the parent directory has 3 letters. which tells you pretty much what it might be. Basically, tried all the files in that directory, and luckily I found this one. By the way, I had to switch IP address, so what we're gonna do, for I can understand it, create a fake service that will be started by systemd. I had no idea you could do so. I'm giving credit to the author of this post because there's no need to reinvent the wheel, but I don't want to plagiarize. I mean, he deserves full credit. I constantly use stuff made by others. I stand on the shoulders of giants here, so. The only thing I'm going to change, of course, is my IP address. Looks like we're good to go. Alright, so we uploaded our file. So guys, it took me a while, but I made it. The problem was I had misspelled the IP address in that root.service file. So now we root, so we can see pretty much everything. And we got our flag, and we completed the challenge successfully. Wonderful. Great. Okay, that's all for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.